What happens if you take this 250 horsepower Ford EcoBoost engine from the Focus ST and stick it in something that weighs less than a toaster? I'll show you. Welcome to the Mad Tourismo Show, where the beauty of Gran Turismo meets the chaos of online multiplayer, all in one weekly ride. Each episode, I'm shining the spotlight on the cars from Daily Race A to find out what makes them brilliant, and sometimes not so brilliant, with the help of the Mad Tourismo Test Track. But what happens when the cars are thrown into the realm of Daily Race A? Will they be a hit, or just a big pile of shockingness? There's only one way to find out. Roll VT. Coming up in tonight's show, liveries are created. Some people have created some liveries. I forget how to use a steering wheel. Whoa! And things are lost. What a loser! This, ladies and gentlemen, is the radical SR3SL. And yes, it looks like something you would see lapping the Nordschleife with a time attack sticker attached to the side of it and a terrified passenger. But don't let its appearance fool you, not for 1 second, because this thing is completely road legal. It weighs just 775 kilograms, which is less than the weight of an MX-5. And underneath the rear bodywork sits a 2-litre Ford EcoBoost engine, pumping out 240 horsepower. Now that might not sound like much until you realise that this thing's got the power-to-weight ratio of a Ferrari 458. It absolutely flies. 0 to 60? Just over 3 seconds. It's got a sequential gearbox, no cup holders, no driver aids, no roof. It's basically a go-kart with a death wish, and in the right hands, this thing is one of the sharpest tools in the Gran Turismo toolbox. Oh, inside the cockpit, there's carbon fiber, a 6-point race harness, and a digital dash that looks like it was stripped from a fighter jet. It will also glue you to the seat like you're a Lego minifigurine. It's raw, it's loud, it's absurdly quick, and it's not pretending to be anything other than what it is: a scalpel in a world of steak knives. But how does all this translate into Gran Turismo 7? Will it dominate the Mad Tourismo Test Track? Or will it just shred its tires and my dignity? There's only one way to find out. Now, to really understand what the SR3 is all about, we need to unleash it on the Mad Tourismo Test Track. This is where every car we feature goes up against the stopwatch. No excuses, no traffic, just one hot lap to prove its worth. Every week, the cars of Daily Race A are going to be thrown around this twisty little nightmare to set a lap time. No assists, no excuses, just pure performance. Some cars will shine, others will fall flat, but all of them get the same treatment on the same piece of tarmac. So when manufacturers say something's fast, we've got the proof. This is where we separate the legends from the lemons. Let's see how this week's car in the spotlight does around the Mad Tourismo Test Track. And away he goes then, off the line like a wasp with rocket boosters. 240 horsepower sent through the rear wheels from that 2-litre Ford EcoBoost engine. An absolute rocket ship, I think you'll agree. 0 to 60, need I remind you, just over 3 seconds. This thing is glued to the track like a seagull to a chip. Absolutely no hint of drama. Going through Dunlop, connecting up with the curb nicely to get on the power, hopefully full throttle, coming into shell for the first time, hard on the brakes in a straight line, trying to hook up the apex once more to get the best exit possible, shaking the camera to bits. One final corner to go. I've got such high hopes for this car to beat the Ionix lap time from last week's video. What sort of time is it going to be at the Mad Tourismo Test Track? The SR3 across the line. Now, this is the Mad Tourismo Show's bragging board, where we're going to document the lap times of the cars that fly around the Mad Tourismo Test Track. Now, I have the Radical's lap time here. Is it going to be beaten by essentially 2 washing machines, or is combustion engine going to reign triumphant? Let's just gloss over that one, shall we? Right, all these stats are all well and good, but how does the car actually stack up online? That's why I've come to Sardinia for the Daily Race A. I'm going to do a bit of a last to first challenge for you. Okay, this has to be one of the best road legal cars that you could buy. I mean, imagine turning up to your local supermarket in this thing. I don't know where you're putting your groceries, though. But quite frankly, that's the least of my worries. Right, we've got just under 10 seconds now. We are doing a last to first challenge. We're not quite last, but I'm close to it. There's a mix of A's and B's in this lobby. This could be some challenge. Some cars, some people have created some liveries already. There's some serious racers that I'm involved with here. Let's get the radar on. I've got full mobility. We've got foot on the brake for the start of this race. And we're off. Waiting for those revs to pick up before I start to change gear. Let's just concentrate into turn 1. I don't want to ruin anybody's race. Gonna choose the outside line. Everyone's gone a bit deep into the corner. Struggling to get the power down. I'm on someone's inside. Whoa! Saved it somehow. We're still involved in this race. We are dead last, but somehow I predict more carnage to unfold as it does right in front of me. Non-avoidable incident. We got more carnage up ahead. Everyone going wide. Everyone really behaving like this, able to win it on the first lap. Me included, quite possibly. That last corner is so critical. The straight is so long here that coming out of that last corner with good speed and a good toe is critical down into turn 1 to try and put a move on. So I need to get onto the back of P7 at least. Good speed out of the first corner onto the back of the Civic / Radical SR3. Can I follow through here? What's it gonna be like to follow? Slight lift just to make sure. Looking for the cutback potentially. I'm on the outside. I'm going to have the inside line coming through this fast section. Should give me the space. I'll give him the space, at least on the corner. Slight lift because I know I'm not going to be as fast. He's down the inside. Come on, Lou. I'm going to just play it sensible here. I am up for the final corner. Try and get a good exit. It's a brilliant exit. Let's go. All over the back of him. Straight up. Didn't miss the gear this time. Up into P7. I need to try and get down the road a bit more. I can't afford to be battling with Civic too much longer. That was nice into turn 1 then. Got the car slowed down really well. Hooked up the apex. Able to get on throttle just about as early as I could. That previous lap time was about a 10th off the quickest, off the leaders, off the fastest lap time, should I say. So I've spent too much time in this race battling with cars when I should have been putting in faster lap times. That's slightly wide. Right, that first race was less than ideal. 7 laps, I came P7 in the first race. I can do better, I know it. So what I've got in store for you next is a much better race. A race where I'm not trying to talk, I'm just purely driving the car. Let's check that out. So, lights on. for what is a much better race from me. Foot hard on the brakes, don't want to mess up the start. Away well, the guy in front ghosts and then reappears again, to my surprise, so had to deal with that quickly. And then down into turn 1, everyone just seems to go a bit too hard in on the corner, and a few people going wide, so I take advantage of that. And then we've also got some action up ahead. People scraping the barriers again, trying to win the race on the first lap. It sucks you in to try and do that. Here I'm going to try and I've noticed that everyone's just gone a bit slightly narrow, so I'm just going to try and get the cutback as much as I could, but I get stumped on the apex of the corner with nowhere to go. Deep into turn 1 again. I've kept with the front runners at this point, which is good. We're in a good position at this point of the race. Again, people scraping the barriers, trying to gain as many positions and just look ahead, see what people are doing, trying to take advantage of their mistakes. Because actually up alongside me is MK 92, and I lifted off the throttle just to try and regain some composure through that S's section, and I didn't realise just how close the car behind was, so I've completely lost out there as well. But things will get better, trust me. Looking to a move to the inside, gone deep. So just hug that inside line, try to get as much traction out of the first corner as possible, and away I merrily go into P5. On the back of P4, he's gone narrow. I thought he was going to go narrow that whole way down there, so I was going to just dive to the left and get the cutback, but no, he went left, I went down the middle, an easy move into P4. And look at how far the guys ahead of me are, but I can see that they're battling, and I know there's some potential moves coming up as someone has gone into the barrier, and that's an easy P3 position. Up ahead, I can still see some more squabbling, so I know just to keep composure and just to stay in this race, and that proves to fruition because someone has got a penalty. P2 has got a 0.4 second penalty, decides to take it on the grass for good measure, as if it wasn't a penalty enough. And now all I've got to do is, I think, what was it, P10, P9 to second position is respectable, but I noticed that P3 behind is gaining on me as I took the last corner with some nerves and trying to just compose what had just happened in that race. And yeah. No! No! What a loser! Why didn't I zigzag on the straight? What an absolute loser! Oh, damn it! Yeah, applause, yeah, for third. Lost it on the line. Great result, Lou. Flippin' heck. So as I'm just sat here editing the video, I'm reminded of just how good that Radical SR3 really is. It's an absolute monster on the track. It would be a demon on the roads, I am sure of it. And it's a great example of engineering performance rather than just chucking 1,000,000 horsepower in the back and expecting it to go quick. Thanks very much for watching, guys, of this episode of the Mad Tourismo Show. I will see you on track soon. One's inside. Whoa! And away he goes then, off the line like a wasp with rocket boosters. This thing's got the power to weight ratio of a Ferrari 458. It's basically a go-kart with a death wish.